What's up, YouTube family, and welcome to the channel. We're here to peel back the layers on the celebrity stories you think you know, to explore the culture, and to uncover the untold truths that hide just behind the headlines. And for our very first story, we knew we had to start with a titan, a man who was so much more than a rapper. He was a visionary, a revolutionary entrepreneur, a community saint, and a street legend all rolled into one. Today, we dive deep into the incredible life and the heartbreakingly tragic death of Nipsey Hussle. Who was Ermias Asghedom before the world knew him as Nipsey? How did he transform the gang-ridden streets of his childhood into a launchpad for black ownership? Why was he so beloved? And more chillingly, why was he killed in broad daylight in the very place he worked so hard to rebuild? And what is the powerful legacy he left behind? Strap in, let's get into it. To understand the man, you have to understand the soil he grew from. Ermias Joseph Asghedom was born on August 15th, 1985, in the heart of South Los Angeles. He grew up in the Crenshaw district, a neighborhood that for decades has been a pressure cooker of poverty, relentless gang violence, and profound tension with the LAPD. This wasn't just a backdrop, it was the air he breathed. His identity was forged from two powerful worlds. His father, Dawit Asghedom, was an immigrant from Eritrea in East Africa who fled war to find a new life in America. His mother, Angelique Smith, was an African-American woman from Los Angeles. This unique blend gave young Ermias a dual consciousness. He had the grit and survival instincts of Crenshaw, but also a global perspective, a deep pride in his African roots that would later inform his entire worldview. As a teenager navigating a chaotic environment, he made a choice that would define his youth. He joined the Rollin 60s neighborhood Crips, one of Los Angeles' largest and most notorious street gangs. For many on the outside, it's a terrifying label, but for a young man in that place and time, it was a source of identity, protection, and brotherhood. But Nipsey was wired differently. He wasn't just about the street life. He was an observer, a reader, a deep thinker. He saw the destructive cycles around him, but he also saw potential. He wanted more for himself, more for his family, and eventually a vision started to form. He wanted more for his entire community. The streets taught him how to survive, but his ambition taught him how to hustle. In the early 2000s, while the music industry was still run by major labels, Nipsey took the independent route. He started recording music with a relentless drive, burning his own CDs and famously selling his mixtapes out of the trunk of his car at a local strip mall. This wasn't just about making money. It was about building a brand from the ground up, one fan, one handshake at a time. His raw, authentic storytelling and laid-back flow started to catch fire in the underground scene. His breakout mixtape series, Bullets Ain't Got No Name, solidified his reputation as a voice of the West Coast. Then in 2013, he did something that completely disrupted the music industry. For his new mixtape Crenshaw, he launched a campaign called Proud to Pay. Instead of giving it away for free like everyone else, he pressed up 1,000 physical copies and priced them at an audacious $100 each. The industry laughed. Who would pay $100 for a mixtape? The legendary Jay-Z, that's who. Hav bought 100 copies himself, validating Nipsey's entire philosophy in a single transaction. That moment was bigger than music. It was a masterclass in value. Nipsey was teaching a lesson. If you don't value your own art, why should anyone else? He proved that he wasn't waiting for a seat at the industry's table. He was building his own. He wasn't just a rapper. He was a marketing genius who understood the power of scarcity, brand loyalty, and unapologetic self-worth. He was creating his own waves. After years of grinding, the mainstream finally caught up. In 2018, he released his official debut studio album, Victory Lap. The title was perfect. It was the culmination of over a decade of independent struggle, a testament to his long game philosophy. The album was a critical and commercial success, earning him a Grammy nomination for Best Rap Album. But for Nipsey, music was the vehicle, not the final destination. He was on a much bigger mission, to uplift his community through tangible action, focusing on business, education, and the power of ownership. He famously said he wanted to buy back the block, and he did. He invested his own money into the very strip mall where he used to hustle mixtapes. There he opened the Marathon Clothing Store, a smart store that used an app to unlock exclusive content. It wasn't just a place to buy clothes, it was an anchor for the community, a symbol of hope that employed local residents. His vision expanded beyond retail. He launched Vector 90, a co-working space and STEM center designed to bridge the gap between inner-city youth and the opportunities of Silicon Valley. He wanted kids from Crenshaw to see themselves as future tech innovators and entrepreneurs. And then he started working on a project that some believe made him a target. He was funding and producing a documentary about Dr. Sebi, a controversial Honduran herbalist who claimed he had found natural cures for diseases like AIDS, cancer, and diabetes, and who died in police custody under mysterious circumstances. All of this, the economic empowerment, the tech focus, the Dr. Sebi documentary, made people ask a serious question. Was Nipsey Hussle just a rapper? Or was he becoming a threat to a system that profits from sickness and poverty, a system that fears empowered, self-sufficient black men? March 31st, 2019. It was a beautiful, sunny Sunday afternoon in Los Angeles. Nipsey Hussle was doing what he always did, standing outside his Marathon clothing store, the crown jewel of his community efforts. There was no security team, no entourage. He was just being accessible, chopping it up with friends, and showing love to the people as always. That's when a man named Eric Holder Jr., a fellow Rollin 60s member and a former acquaintance, approached him. According to witnesses, they had a brief, tense conversation. Holder left, but only for a few minutes. He came back with 2 handguns. In broad daylight, Holder opened fire, shooting Nipsey Hussle at least 10 times at close range. As Nipsey lay on the ground, Holder kicked him in the head and fled the scene. Ermias Asghedom, Nipsey Hussle, was pronounced dead at just 33 years old, murdered in front of the very store he built as a monument to progress for his community. The official story that emerged during the trial was that the murder was personal. Nipsey had allegedly heard a rumor that Holder was a snitch and confronted him about it. Prosecutors argued that this public accusation sent Holder into a jealous rage, leading to the premeditated attack. Holder was later convicted of first-degree murder, but for millions of fans and conspiracy theorists, that story feels too simple, too convenient. They believe Nipsey was becoming too influential, too awake. He was talking about economic independence, group economics, and exposing controversial figures like Dr. Sebi. They believe his death wasn't a spontaneous act of gang violence, but a calculated execution designed to silence a king before he could truly unite his people. Was it a coincidence or an assassination? We may never know the full absolute truth. The outpouring of grief was immense. Los Angeles and the world was in mourning. Nipsey's funeral was held at the 25,000 seat Staples Center, an honor reserved for legends like Michael Jackson and Kobe Bryant. The streets of LA were flooded with tens of thousands of people for his 25-mile funeral procession. Even former President Barack Obama sent a letter, which was read aloud by Karen Civil, stating, "While most folks look at the Crenshaw neighborhood where he grew up and see only gangs, bullets, and despair, Nipsey saw potential. He saw hope. He saw a community that, even through its flaws, taught him to always keep going." Today, Nipsey Hussle is immortalized as a symbol of growth, wisdom, financial literacy, and profound transformation. His motto, "The Marathon Continues," has become a global mantra. It's more than a catchphrase, it's a philosophy for life. It means the journey is long, your vision must be long-term, and death is not the end. The mission continues through the people you inspire. He wasn't a perfect man, but he was a real one, and more than anything, he wanted to see his people win. He laid the blueprint. Nipsey Hussle once said, "The most important thing I think is to find your purpose, or you're just wasting air." There's no doubt that he found his. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me what lesson you took from Nipsey Hussle's life. And if you want more deep dives like this one, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Because our journey into these stories is just the beginning.